in that group, including F. Lee Bailey, who was really the only other legitimate criminal defense attorney. But Cochran is the only attorney so far that we know of that has won the highest award for criminal recognition in the state of California, the Giesler Award, named after the lawyer for the Stars, Jerry Giesler, back in the 20s and 30s. And Cochran also won the highest award for civil litigation in the state of California. And we haven't found an attorney that's won both awards. You either win the civil award or you won the criminal award. But
and Mr. Johnson, your description of Stephen Singular is not an exaggeration. He's been mentioned in Marcia Clark's book and Chris Darden's book and Johnny Cochran's book as well, right?
Yeah. Let me say this. Singular wasn't able to get any of his New York publishers to accept his manuscript. One of the lawyers that had gone with him to the meetings with Douglas and the defense team says, well, we know a publisher out here in California who had published a book for Fay Resnick by the name of Michael Viner, the publisher and owner of Dove Books. So he met with Michael Viner and turned over his transcript about all of this stuff that we've been talking about, the glove in the blood, etc., contamination of the blood. Michael Viner, according to Singular, violated their NDA, non-disclosure agreement, because you got all of these names in here that you don't want this stuff to come out before you write this book is published. But Viner, according to Singular, wanting to be in the middle of activities, he was kind of a guy that sought the limelight himself, found an excuse by saying that if we withhold this information that Singular is alleging, that we would possibly be in violation of obstruction of justice. So we need to go to the prosecution and give them this information. So around or about November the 1st, 1994, 2 months before the trial would even get underway, he and his attorney made their way to the prosecution's office, and they met with Christopher Darden. And in meeting with Darden, they told him about the planted glove and the contaminated blood. Instead of Darden making the same type of emotional plea that he made when you saw him on the dais in tears after the jurors' decision to acquit Simpson, he basically ran off to Marcia Clark and said, "Get me off of this assignment that you gave me." I never trusted these two anyway. He had been given the assignment to manage Furman and Van Adder. I considered both of them to be liars. I want off of this assignment. So she took the assignment back. So you didn't hear any more about the contaminated blood and the glove coming from Darden. It was an attorney who was on loan to the prosecution, the DNA expert out of Oakland, Northern California's Oakland Alameda County Attorney's Office by the name of Rockney Harmon. Now, according to the information that we have, Harmon and another attorney out of San Diego were never included in the daily meetings that Clark was calling with the L.A. prosecutors. They were being just communicated with on a need-to-know basis. And it's my suspicion, and I told Harmon this, and we had a short conversation. He decided, I don't want to talk anymore, that I think you were protecting your butt, because it was Harmon who, once he became aware of these allegations that was in Singular's manuscript that now had made their way to the prosecutor's office inadvertently through Michael Viner, he's the one who decided to send the blood samples of the Swatch 47 off the gate and a piece of the blood on the socks that was found on Simpson's bedroom floor to the FBI. And he wrote them a letter in the last week of January, right when the trial was getting underway, that I want you to refute totally that there is no EDT contamination in these blood samples whatsoever. And I'm saying to you that by March 1st, a month, 5 weeks after that trial got underway, if the agent who did what he did in the FBI truly believed in justice, he could have shut that case down before it even got underway. And I'm talking about Agent Roger Martz. What Roger Martz did, he was the unit chief at the FBI laboratory in Washington, D.C. I don't even think that they had switched over to Quantico at that point in time, according to Whitehurst. He went and absconded and took the research of the subordinate researchers in the chemistry unit. And he took that research back to his office, and he allegedly changed the conclusions so that they would line up with the prosecution's case against Simpson. So where the scientists in the lab had allegedly found high concentrations, which would have been lethal dosages for anybody to have in their bloodstream, in the sock sample and the blood off of swatch number 47, he reduced it to being no EDTA at all found in the blood. And that's what he said in the letter that he sent back to Rockne Harmon, dated March 1st, 1995. And so there lies the beginning of what I'm telling you I title Blood In and Blood Out. This was a battle to suppress the rising whistleblowers who were trying to come and tell the public of the great levels of malfeasant conduct that was going on in the Simpson trial even before it got underway.
What do you want to leave us with?
Well, the conclusion is this, that if those FBI scientists came to Mr. Whitehurst and concluded that the high dosages of that EDTA would be found in blood, then that indicates that that blood did not come from Mr. Simpson's body and drop directly on the gate, nor did it come from Nicole Brown Simpson's body and drop directly on the socks. That the conclusion is that that blood was planted.
Mr. Johnson, we are out of time. We've been talking to Mr. T.H. Johnson, Investigative Team Coordinator for OMIG, the Ocean Medical Investigative Group. And I really encourage people to go back to the Opperman Report archives on Spreaker.com and just put in T.H. Johnson, Opperman, Spreaker, and listen. We got about 6 or 7 hours of shows by now. And also look for the Dr. Frederick Whitehurst show, and also the ones we did with Stephen Singular about this very topic. In fact, I'll be replaying all of those shows in the coming month. But be sure to check out Mr. Johnson's excellent documentary film, Serpents Rising, the O.J. Simpson conspiracy, that points out that the prosecution's medical examiner testified at the preliminary hearing that there were 2 knives and likely 2 killers. Also, too, check out his books, In Pursuit of Exhibit 35, and also, too, New Witnesses Reveal the Hidden Truth, The People versus O.J. Simpson, The Real Crime. Thank you so much, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you for having me.
Good night.